Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining me today in this video. Today we're going to be doing a math section from a practice SAT. The purpose of this video is so you can follow along as I solve these problems, learn test-taking strategies, get a feel for the speed of the test, and look for patterns and all that good stuff. So I hope you find this video helpful. This is the first page. It says math test, no calculator. We have 25 minutes for 17 questions. And whenever we scroll down, we see we have this little formula chart, and then our tests begin. So let's go over here. Let's set a timer, 25 minutes. Ready, go. All right, let's get started. Okay, a babysitter earns $8 an hour for babysitting whenever she watches two children, and then she gets a $3 tip when both children are put to bed on time. So how much does she make if the babysitter does put the kids together? Losing my words. If the babysitter gets the children to bed on time, what expression could be used? Okay, well, this one's pretty easy. $8 an hour plus the $3 tip. So this is A. Which ordered pair, x, y, satisfies the system of equations? So we see our system up here. I'll move this, you can see it. We have half x minus a quarter of y equals 10, and an eighth of x minus an eighth of y equals 19. So for these, let's get rid of the fractions. Let's multiply the first equation through by 4. So we have 2x minus y equals 40. And then if we multiply the second equation through by 8, we'll have x minus y equals, and what's 8 times 19? Well, 8 times 20 is 160, minus 8 is 152. So 8 times 19 is 152. We can, subtract y. X equals 152 plus y. And we can then plug in this expression in for x right here. And so if we do that, what do we get? Well, we get 2 times 152 plus y minus y equals 40. 2 times 152 is 304 plus 2y minus y. That's just going to be a plus a single y equals 40. And then we subtract 304 on both sides to get y equals to negative 264. And so A, again, is going to be our answer. Let's look at number 2. If xy is the solution to the equation above and y does not equal 0, what is the ratio of x over y? So whenever you're asked for a ratio of two variables and they only give you one equation, well, then the solution is to solve for this particular entity. And so in this case, x over y is what we should be solving for. So we have 3x plus 3y equals y. Subtract the 3y from both sides to get 3x minus 2y equals minus 2y. And now let's solve for x over y. So let's divide both sides by y. Divide by both sides by y. These cancel. And now let's divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. And we get what? X over y equals minus 2/3. So minus 2/3 is our answer here. Very good. Continue on. So what's this triangle problem saying? In the triangle above, it's isosceles, so these two sides are congruent, and it says the ratio of DE to DF is 5:7, and this BC length, this total length is 48. So this ratio, what does that mean? This is key information. And what is the question even? It says, the question is, what is the length of DC? So we want to know the length from D to C. Oh, okay. So the secret here is to understand that these triangles BED and triangle DFC, these are similar triangles. And if the ratio is 5 to 7, well, that's saying that this is some 5 times some number and this is 7 times some number. But this ratio holds true for all sides of these triangles. So BD can also be some 5x and DC can be some 7x. And so what does that give us? Well, we know when we concatenate them, we get 48. So 5x plus 7x is 48, or in other words, 12x equals 48. And so x equals 4. Okay, 4 is obviously not the answer. We need to then multiply it by 7, and 4 times 7 is 28. So D is our answer on number 4. Let's look over at number 6. Okay, 2x squared plus 7x minus 15 is 0. If R and S are the solutions, and R is greater than S, what is the value of R minus S? So we need to find the solutions of this. So let's factor this expression if we can. If not, we can use the quadratic formula. But factoring is always, our first hope. We have a 2x term here, so this we do need a 2x and an x in the other side. And we have a 15. So what are the factors of 15? We have 1 and 15, of course, and then we have a 3 and a 5. And we need this, we have a 7 here. So how can we use these factors and this 2 to get a 7? Well, 5 times 2 is 10 minus 3 is 7. So we're going to have a positive 5 on this side because it needs to multiply with the 2, and then a negative 3. So this is our expression factored. And to find the solution, we can just set each entity equal to 0. So for the first one, we have 2x minus 3 equals 0. And so we have 2x equals 3. And so x equals 3/2. And then what do we have over here? Let me change color so we don't get too confused, too much green. We have x plus 5 equals 0. So x equals minus 5. We have r is always greater than s. And what is r minus s? So to finish up, we will do 3/2 minus negative 5. So this is, of course, just 3/2. And then instead of minus negative 5, we can think of it as 3/2 plus 5. And 5 is the same thing as 10/2, right? We can rewrite this as 10/2. And 3 plus 10 is 13/2. So this answer to number 6 is B. All right, let's go down. Number 5. In a certain game, a player can solve easy or hard puzzles. Player earns 30 points for an easy and 60 points for a hard. Tina solved a total of 50 puzzles, so easy plus hard equals 50. And she scored a total of 1950 points. Okay, so again, 30 times E plus 60 times H, because she gets 60 points for a hard problem, this is going to be 1950. So always simplify these if you can. No need to deal with these big numbers. 10 obviously goes into all of these. What about 3? Well, 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 5 is 15. So a divisibility rule is if all your numbers add up to a number divisible by 3, then the number itself is divisible by 3. So this number is divisible by 3 and 10, so it's divisible by 30. So let's go ahead and simplify this. We can cut this 30 out. This 30 will become a 2, and 1950. Let's divide it kind of right here. We have a 3. 3 goes into 19 6 times. We have an extra 1. We have an extra 5. So what is this saying? We have E plus 2H equals 65. And what do we have up here? We have E plus H equals 50. Or in other words, we have E equals 50 minus H. So let's plug that in. Let's get a nice orange color. So if we plug in this expression to E down here, what do we get? We get 50 minus H plus 2H equals 65. Our H's combined to have one H. We subtract 50. So this is telling us Tina solved 15 hard problems. B. All right, let's go back up. We need to look at number 7. Let's clear our board. Okay. To cut a lawn, Alan charges $15 for his equipment and $8.50 an hour. Okay, so Alan equals what? Alan is $8.50 an hour plus $15. Okay, let's go on. And then Taylor charges $12. Okay, let's change colors. So Taylor, oops, didn't change. Taylor is $9.25 an hour plus 12. Okay, and let's not forget this is $8.50 an hour. So don't forget that X like I did. So what's the question? What are all values of X such that Taylor's total charge is greater than Alan's total charge? All right, so what is this question? What is it asking us? Okay, we have Alan, first of all, and Alan starts at $15 just for the equipment, and then he goes up at a constant rate of 8.5, and then we have Taylor, who starts at a lower charge of $12, and then goes up at a constant rate of 9.25. So at some juncture, Taylor's going to pass Alan always. So Alan is only more expensive from here to here. So when is Taylor more expensive? Taylor's more expensive whenever X is greater than whatever this juncture is. And that's it. So our answer here has to be A, because X isn't less than anything. We're wanting when Taylor's total charge is greater. Okay, and it's not in between two things. Once it passes, it's forever greater. So A has to be our answer to this question. All right, let's go down. Number 8, the equation above is used to model the relationship between cups of hot chocolate sold and T, the degrees Fahrenheit. According to the model, what is the meaning of the 3 in the equation? Okay, let's look at this equation for a second. We see as T increases, so as T increases, as the temperature increases, this number will be larger and larger. So as T gets larger, let's say T is 100, then this value N is going to be smaller. So as T increases, N decreases. I hope you guys see that. And so let's use this to narrow down some of our answer choices. We'll look at the 3 in a second. So what does A say? For every increase of temperature, 1 more cup is sold. No, we know if the temperature increases, cups sold goes down. And that also makes sense logically. You don't really want hot chocolate on a really hot day, right? So this one says a decrease in temperature, 1 more cup will be sold. So this is actually the exact opposite. And that should be true. As temperature goes down, then the number of cups go up. So B is okay for now. What does C say? For every increase in 1 degree, there's 3 more cups sold. Okay, again, they don't both go up. And then D, for every increase of 1, 3 more cups will be sold. All right, so our choices are between B and D. So it's always good to narrow them down, even if you don't know, because a 50-50 guess is better than a 25% guess, right? So let's figure out, is it B or D? Well, it's always easy to plug in simple numbers. If t is 1, then it's going to be 456 minus 3, which is 453. And if it's 0, if it goes down 1 degree, then it stays at 456. So the cup count goes up by 3, so it's definitely D. All right, let's look at 10. If f of x minus 1 equals 2x plus 3 for all values of x, what is the value of f of minus 3? So when does x minus 1, when does this equal minus 3? Well, x minus 1, x minus 1 equals minus 3 whenever x is what? Whenever x equals minus 2. So let's go to a little darker color. So if x is minus 2, then we plug that into our expression. 2 times minus 2 plus 3. We get minus 4 plus 3, which equals, of course, negative 1. So D, negative 1, is our answer. All right, let's look at 9 and 11. Okay, 9. A truck enters a stretch of road that drops 4 meters in elevation for every 100 meters in length. So, okay, so it drops 4 meters whenever it travels 100 meters. Okay, the road is at 1,300 meters. Okay, that's their starting point. Or it's at 1,300 elevation, and the car is traveling 16 meters per second. So it's going forward at 16 meters per second. What is the expression we can use? Okay, so we start at 1,300 and then we're decreasing at what value per second? T. Okay, well, we're not going down 4 meters per second. We're going down 4 meters for every 100 meters we go. We're going 16 meters per second. So, in other words, we're going down 4 100ths times 16. This is our value for t. This is how much we're decreasing per second. And 4 times 16 is 64 hundredths. Okay, so our answer must be B. Okay, let's scroll back up to see what 11 was saying. Which of the following is equivalent to s minus t times s over t? So here we're just distributing, right? So we first have s times s over t. That's just s times s over t. And then we have minus t times s over t. T times s over t. Okay. So if we do some canceling or simplifying, we have s squared over t minus, our t's cancel, and we're left with s. So our answer must be C. Very nice. These problems are coming along quite nicely. All right, let's look at 12 and 13. So in the polynomial p of x, defined above, k is a constant. If p of x is divisible by x, what is the value of k? Okay, so p of x is divisible by all x. What is the value of k? Okay, well let's multiply through and see fully what we have. So we have 3x squared plus 30x plus 15 minus 5x plus 5k. Don't forget to distribute your minus sign, right? Then we can combine like terms, so these are comparable. So all in all, we have 3x squared plus 25x plus 15 plus 5k. Okay, and all the magic is happening in this expression, right? Because what is it saying? It's saying p of x is divisible by all x. Well, of course it's divisible by x here and here, but when is this expression divisible by x? When is this divisible by x? Well, this value is only divisible by x if it is 0. We don't want anything here. So we want 15 plus 5k to equal 0. So let's change to a nice blue color. So we want 15 plus 5k to equal 0. And so when does this equal 0? Well, it equals 0 whenever k equals -3. So again, all of this was for this problem, right? We have not done 13 yet. So this answer is A. Let's clear it, get room for 13. Okay, in the xy plane, if the parabola with the equation blah blah blah, where a, b, and c are all constants, pass through a certain point, which of the following must be true? Okay, so let's look. We have some equation, -1, 1. It's where a parabola passes through it. You know, this is just an example. We just know that a parabola passes through. We don't know if it's vertex or any of that stuff. Which of the following must also be true? So let's plug this point. This is just a coordinate, right? This is our xy coordinate. Let's plug it into our expression. So what does that give us? Here, I'll switch. I like this dark green color. Let's see. All right, so we have y. Well, what is y? Y is 1. 1 equals a times -1 squared plus b times -1 plus c. So what does that equal? 1 equals -1 squared is +1, so this is just positive a. B times -1, this is going to be -b, then plus a positive c. Oh, and look at that. That is choice D. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let's go on. Alright, so these last problems are not multiple choice, we just need to solve. So what is h? 24 equals h over 10 minus 6. Well, h over 10 has to equal 30, right? Because 30 minus 6 is 24. And then multiply by 10. Okay, so h equals 300. Okay, what is the value of 2a plus 3 minus 4a minus 8 if that equals 7? Again, we just need to distribute our minus sign, combine like terms. So 2a minus 4a, that's minus 2a. 3 plus 8 is 11, and this equals 7. Let's subtract our 7 and move over our 2a. I like dealing with positive numbers. And so a equals 2. Which one is 16? If x is not equal to 0, what is the value? So this is squared. So this is 4 times 3 times x times 3 times x. Right? And then this is 2 times x times 2 times x. Okay, let's get our red to mark out. So 4 is just 2 and 2. And then we get rid of all our x's. So this whole thing is 3 times 3, which is 9. All right. And then lastly, 17. If x minus 2 is a factor of x squared minus bx plus b, where b is a constant, what is the value of b? Oh, okay, so b is here and here. This is a factor. Oh, I'm seeing something. Okay, so we have x minus 2 times something gives us this expression. What if we just multiplied it by itself? I think this would actually work. This would be x squared minus 4x plus 4. Yeah, perfect. So b must equal 4. All right, guys. How much time do we have left? We did that pretty fast. 1 minute and 35 seconds left. All right, let's stop. And let us, well, I guess we need to check our work. I pulled up I think these answers are over here. All right, so let's check going backwards. So 492 300. Yep, 492 300. Very good. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. I wish I could scroll faster. right, clear the board. 13 and 12 are what? D and A. Is that what we said? Yeah, we said D and we said A. Very good. Okay, C, D, B, D. C, D, B, D. We said C. And then 10. D. Yeah. 9. B. Perfect. And then 8 was D. Very good. Guys, I think we're going to make 100 on this one. 7. Okay, so going backwards. A, B, B, D, A, B, A. A, B, B, D, A, B, A. This was A. 7 was A. This 6 was B. What was 5? 5 was B. 4 was D. All right. And what was the last one? B, A, B, A. A, B, A. Okay. Yes, and this was A. This was B, and this first one was A. Awesome! So we got a big fat 100 on this test. That's good stuff, guys. I hope you found this valuable. Please let me know what was too fast, what was too slow, what you liked, what you didn't like. I'm here to help you. I want you to be better. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. It means a bunch to me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Take care.